Alrighty, so we've got a few people on. Being that this is our very first training session, I'm going to give everyone just an extra maybe 2-3 minutes here, as some people may be having difficulties with the first session. But I just wanted to give everyone a heads up that I'm here. It is 4 o'clock, and we'll start at approximately 4:03 to give everybody just a couple more minutes to filter in here and get ready to start. Alrighty, we've got one more person on their way in right now. Welcome everybody that is in so far. This is our very first training of the Wix My Website course. I wanted to thank you all for joining. I look forward to getting to know all of you a little bit better and helping you learn Wix. I wanted to let everybody know that I do have everyone's mics muted, so if anybody has a microphone on their computer, I do have them muted. Now, there's going to be several times throughout our first session here and throughout all of our sessions that I will ask you if you have any questions. If you do, you can go ahead and write them down in the chat box below, and I will be reading everyone's questions, and I'm more than happy to get them answered for you because that's what I'm here for. So today we are going to discuss Module 1, which is the Introduction to Wix. So the Introduction to Wix, this is what the course overview is going to look like, the curriculum for today. So we're going to discuss what Wix is and why you should choose it, the benefits, the pros, the cons. We're going to go over choosing a template, the different templates that Wix provides, some key features you should look for. We're going to discuss the Wix HTML editor versus Wix ADI, and Wix ADI is actually a pretty cool feature. However, I will discuss a little bit about why I prefer the editor. Then we're going to go over Wix, free Wix versus premium Wix, and finally we're going to end with navigating the Wix dashboard, which will take up a good amount of time, as there's probably a lot of things that some of you have not ever seen in your Wix dashboard that you knew you had access to or could really make your life easier. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. And as you can see real quick, under each section, we do have viewer questions. So after I finish each section, you are all going to be able to get the opportunity to ask any questions you have, and I'm going to be here to help you answer them. So let's hop right into it. I'm going to open up Wix here for you guys. So first things first, this is the Wix dashboard. I'm going to get to this at the end of our module for today, but this is what the dashboard looks like once you're logged in. Now let me explain a little bit about Wix. So Wix is defined as a free web design editor. Wix allows you to build your very own website really at an affordable cost if any of you go up to the premium level of Wix, and it also allows you the free version. And the free version is just like the premium version, however, some of your access to certain things isn't as granted as the premium version. So in Wix, you have the opportunity to build a stunning website, and truthfully, I personally think if you guys follow this course to the T and you follow along with me, that you can really build a website from start to finish in a week or less. Now I know this is a 10-day course, but some of you are going to get your answers along the way, and you're going to get answers that will fulfill your website, and for that I'm really excited to hear about it and learn with you guys. So as I mentioned, Wix is a free editor. Now why don't certain people use Wix? I should say that. So there's several things to Wix that you need to know. There's pros and there's cons. I'll start with the cons because I'm a person that likes to get the bad news out of the way first. So I do have a question, which is I've not used Wix before. Will I be lost? The answer to that is no, you should not. As soon as you create your Wix account, you will be asked to create a website, and they'll walk you through picking a template and everything, and then once you do that, you'll be brought into this dashboard. So you should be able to follow along. This course is built for beginners, and I'm here to make sure that I'm with you every step of the way. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask me, but no, the answer to that is you should not be lost with this. I'm going to make sure to step over and go over each and everything. So now the pros and cons to Wix. Wix, as I mentioned, I like to start with the cons just because I like to get the bad news out of the way first. I am a pretty positive guy, but I like to just go ahead and get that out of the way. So the cons of Wix. Truthfully, there's not that many, actually. However, the cons that are pretty eminent and are very real are the mobile editor on Wix. First off, to begin with, unfortunately, Wix does not have just responsive design. They tried to create responsive design in a way that you kind of click a button and it goes responsive. However, it should be responsive to begin with. In our day and age, everybody uses mobile phones, uses tablets, uses iPads, anything. And you want your website to look good on all of those platforms as well as a desktop computer or a laptop computer. So one of the cons is Wix is not mobile responsive. Now, you can edit your website in a Power Mobile editor, which we'll get into not in today's video, but in one of our other modules. And the mobile editor it's good, but it's not where it should be. Truthfully, there's other web design platforms out there that do have responsive design. With that being said, since you have the ability to edit it, it makes things a little bit better for you and a little bit more understanding on Wix's behalf. The next one con to this, and this is going to touch on one of our next topics, and I'm not going to get into it yet, but when you choose a template in Wix, this is very important, by the way. When you choose a template in Wix, you are stuck with that template unless you want to create a completely new website. So what that means is if you are building your very first website, as I know some of the people on today's video are, it is extremely important for you to choose the right template to begin with, because unfortunately on Wix you cannot just change your templates halfway through and call it good. That's just not how it goes on here. Unfortunately, your content doesn't transfer over templates as I wish it did, but it doesn't. So it's extremely important that right off the bat you create and pick your correct template. And they have tons of templates to choose from, as we'll go over. So that's the other con. Now the pros to Wix, and I could go on for these forever because I've been using Wix for about 5 years now. With Wix, you have the ability of freedom. Freedom is a huge thing to Wix. To me, myself, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm someone who likes freedom. I believe it's a good part of, starting to be an entrepreneur. Freedom is a big thing for me and for entrepreneurs alike. So with what I mean by that is the Wix editor allows you to drag and drop and add and edit and upgrade all of these different elements, and there's no set guidelines to where you have to put certain things, the order it goes in, anything about that. And that's important to look at. And I also had a question that just popped up, and the question was, I've heard the SEO placement with Wix is not as good. Is that true? So the answer to that is, and this kind of goes along with pros and cons of Wix, is the SEO placement with Wix is actually, just as good as any of the other web design platforms out there. In fact, Wix actually gives you quite a few different methods to maximize your SEO for your website, and I'll go over some of them in this exact module when we discuss the dashboard, because I know SEO is a very big topic here, and I'll just show you some of the ways that you can improve your SEO here on Wix. But moving forward with our pros, so another pro to Wix, as I mentioned, one is freedom. Another pro to Wix is, although their templates are not mobile responsive, they have endless templates to choose from. Literally any type of business you have, you could probably find a website. Now, I know you can find a website template that fits for your business. So for me, that's a big deal. Not only do they have lots of templates, but they have good-looking templates. And their templates have only become better and better as time has gone on. So those are some of the pros and cons to Wix. I just wanted you to know what Wix is and why you should choose it. This is the very first video in our module, so I thought it was important that you guys knew about Wix and what Wix is. Do you have any questions overall about what you're getting into, maybe what you're already into about Wix, or what it is or what it does? I'll give everyone a second if they're writing a question. If not, I'll move on. I'll give you guys just a second. Okay, so a question is, are there third-party templates that are improved over the stock ones? So from what I gathered from this, are Wix's third-party templates improved over the stock ones? So as far as some third-party templates, Wix provides an excellent base for your website, and third-party templates are out there. However, personally, I think all of the modern Wix templates have really, really improved, like immensely. I personally like the stock Wix templates over some of the third-party templates, to answer your question. And I know that is a big question for people, because you see sites like WordPress that have all different templates out there. Wix is a little bit more to themselves, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but Wix kind of has their own routine. They do their own hosting. They do, their domains. through them. So as far as templates go, I personally like the stock templates. However, if you do your research, I'm sure you could find a third-party template that does work. But getting a third-party template to integrate with Wix is a whole other story. That's not an easy thing to do, which is why I would say to stick with your base stock Wix templates. Speaking of templates, I'm going to head right into our next section, which is choosing a template here in Wix. And as I mentioned, based off of what you know now, this is a pretty big deal. So let me show you how to create a website here in Wix. So creating a new site, and you have to do this in order to even hit the templates and find the templates. So you're going to go up here to this little plus button in your account, and you're going to press that, and it says create a new site. Once you do that, you'll then click what kind of website do you want to create. And we're just going to say, for instance, a blog. Okay. So now this is something I'll get into in the next section of our video here, our session. Create your website with Wix ADI or create your website with the Wix editor. I'm going to start with the editor and show you guys the templates. So once we get into the editor here, you can see that Wix has a ton of good looking templates. And over here you'll see you have different like criteria. So you could view by very new templates that Wix has just recently created. You could view the most popular templates here on Wix, and these are the ones that are most often used and people seem to enjoy the most. And then you could also start with blank templates on Wix. But if you're looking more for doing your own thing and you want to hit a template that has to do with your niche in business, or your niche maybe not necessarily a business, you could see there's categories over here. So I pressed blog. So we might want to look for templates that relate to a blog. So in here you see there's several templates to choose from. And these are only the top. You could scroll down and there's several pages worth of templates. Now, when deciding what template to choose from, you need to look at a couple things. You need to decide what is your business, in this case, what is my blog focused on? What is the focus? Am I focusing on capturing emails to get people on an email list? Am I focusing on content strictly, so just a whole bunch of articles accumulated into my website, and that's really my main focus? I just want to provide people information. Or am I focused on kind of like style, pictures, and you know, just a style blog, more like a lifestyle photo kind of blogger look? Based off of those, we could already narrow down a couple templates. So if you look right here, the fashion and style blog, well, this is more of a lifestyle picture fashion type of blog. And if you are going into that type of niche, this might be the template for you. Now, a template that's a little bit more tailored to just strictly articles and getting people information quickly and getting people congregated in one area would be the news and current affair blog. And the reason for that is because you could see, based off of the template image, that there is a huge blog roll right on the middle of the page there, and then you have your front page article, and then you have a sidebar. That's your typical blog look. That allows people to access articles quickly, pick their favorite articles. Most likely you have your most popular articles listed on there. So that would be the type of blog for that. Now, as far as capturing emails and creating a blog that, you know, gets people's attention, but you're trying to get them onto an email list, maybe with an opt-in, or offering them a free item, anything like that, you could really choose any design you want. And let me explain why. Because when it comes to that, there's something in Wix called a lightbox, and they also have an email opt-in. And you could simply add that to any template you want. So you got to remember that too. Wix has a lot of freedom, so there's lots of apps and stuff you could add into your templates, but you need to start with a template that looks best to you. Now, when you figured out what template you want, let me show you how you could do this. And if you're like narrowing down the process and you want to see more of the template, what you do is you hover over it and then you click View. When you click View, this allows you to view what the template is like. This gives you like an outline of what your blog would look like, however, obviously with different content. You could see once you view it, you could go through the pages, you could click About, it's got a drop down Contact, and you could just get a feel for what this template's like. Once you've decided that this blog is for you and this template is for you, you could start editing your website by clicking Edit This Site. Once you do that, you'll then be entered into the Wix HTML editor, and that will load up, and then you'll see right here, you're left with the template and some grid lines. Once you get in here, you could start editing. However, in today's video, I'm not going to get into the beginning of editing your website, as I will get into that tomorrow. So once you get your template, that's simply how you choose it. That's simply how you begin editing it. I know that's a common question for you guys, so I just wanted to show you that. You could exit out, and every time you exit out your editor, you'll see this. Do you want to leave this site? Changes you made may not be saved. If you know for sure you did not save your site yet, click Stay, and then go up here and click Save. Once you do that, it'll prompt you to save it and name your website, and you'll press Save and Continue. But I don't need to save this site, so I'm going to press that, and then I'm going to press Leave. And I'm going to X out of the template as well. So, as I mentioned, these are the templates here in Wix. You've got quite a few to choose from. You've got the new templates, the blank templates, and the most popular templates. Now, the last thing I wanted to discuss when talking about templates is why would you choose a blank template over one of their pre-made templates? So the answer to that question is some of the blank templates just give you more flexibility. So you could literally create a site from scratch. And I apologize about that. That flipped over there. So you could create a complete website from scratch, and you could really have complete control over every element of your website. You could design the background, the page colors, the page design, the menu, what your home page looks like. Every page in there you could create and start from scratch. Now you can do that in a template as well that's pre-made. However, it's tougher to go in and change the complete design of it, as it's sometimes easier for people to just start with that pre-made template. So does anybody at the end of our template segment here have any questions regarding how templates work, any questions about templates in general, anything like that? More than happy to help you answer them. I'll give everyone a second to type in the chat box if they have any questions regarding templates. And you guys can let me know, am I moving too fast? Am I moving too slow? Do you want me to move on to the next topic? You guys have free reign over here. I'm helping you guys. I'm training you guys. And we need to mute that. Okay. Alrighty. Based off of our chat, I'm guessing we are good to go. Alright, pace is good. I appreciate the feedback. Do you think we will have the ability to change templates in the future? Great question, and as of right now, from what I know, Wix has, people, and I hate to refer to myself here, but people like me and different people on YouTube that review, Wix websites or review Wix as a whole, they mention these type of things, and Wix always sees them. So to answer your question, yes, I think in the future you will have the ability to change templates. Wix is still working on a lot of things. I know some of you are new to Wix. As I mentioned, I've been on Wix for 5 years, and let me tell you, I have seen some amazing growth within the product. I mean, Wix has really transformed from something decent to something truly an amazing product, and I am proud to use Wix, and I could just say that things will just continue to get easier and more user-friendly in the future. So to answer your question, yes, I think in the future you will have the ability to change templates. Alright guys, with that being said, looks like that was our template question. I appreciate the questions too, because that helps me help you guys, and that's what I'm here to do. So now we're going to move on to Wix HTML editor versus Wix ADI. So now before we get into that, let me explain a little bit about what that is. So most of you are now familiar with what the Wix HTML editor is, and we just got a question. You can create test sites and just publish the one you want. To answer your question there, absolutely you can do that. You can create any test sites. So say you wanted to experiment with a whole bunch of different templates. You could create a whole bunch of different websites and then choose whatever one of those you want to go with and just publish that one. So excellent suggestion there, and that is correct if you were asking a question. So absolutely, that is a method to go with if you are kind of unsure or on the fence about your templates. Now, as far as Wix HTML editor goes versus Wix ADI, as mentioned, the Wix HTML editor, most of you are pretty familiar with. So the Wix HTML editor is what I just opened from the template. That is where you have complete freedom and drag and drop over your entire website. Now, Wix ADI is a completely new feature here, and I don't want to confuse you guys, but I want to show you just different sides of Wix. So if you guys get confused or have any questions at any part of this segment, you let me know. But I'm going to help you guys right now and show you what it's like building a website in Wix ADI. We're going to build a very, very basic site just to show you an overview of what it is. If you guys think that's a good idea, go ahead and let me know in the chat box. If you'd like me to avoid that, you can also let me know in the chat box. But I think it will help you guys just gain an appreciation for the HTML editor and see what new innovation looks like here on Wix. Alrighty. So I'm going to take it as a yes. That will go for that. It's quick. Go ahead. Absolutely. Alrighty. So to create, awesome. I appreciate your guys' feedback. So to create a website in Wix ADI, we're going to follow the same process, and we're going to go up here to the Create a New Site button. We're going to click that. Once we click that, once again, we will choose whatever type of website we want to create. In this case, I'm just going to go with a business. We're going to click business. Now you'll see here, you'll come up to like a fork in the road almost. Choose and create your website with the Wix HTML editor, or create your website with Wix ADI. So we're going to press start with Wix ADI. And before we hop into it, Wix ADI stands for Wix Artificial Design Intelligence. This is a, as I mentioned, new innovation with Wix. It's a cool thing. However, personally, I'm just not a huge fan of it quite yet, as there is still some customization that I think, and freedom, that's better with the Wix HTML editor. But let's start. So we're going to click Start. Once we do that, it's going to bring us through a series of questions. So we're going to search for the website type or business type we're looking for. So let's just say I'm a personal trainer, and it says this right here as an example. I am going to click that. And now it says, are you a personal trainer just in general, or you could get more specific. Are you a personal Pilates trainer, a personal travel blog? You can see it starts to digress as you go on and just use keywords. We're just going to say I'm a personal trainer. We're going to click that, and then that'll bring us to our next question, which is, does your website need any of the following features? So you could check any of these. So on mine, I'm a personal trainer, so I'm going to need to take bookings. I'll probably want to get subscribers, and it's going to be nice to have a fitness blog. I don't really need to sell anything online. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm simply going to click next. So you would check as many as you want there and click next. Once we do that, we'll type in the name of our website. We'll call it Training for All. Just a corny little name. We would then click next, and then it says where's your business located. You have the option to skip that. I'm going to skip that for right now. And then it asks for your logo, for your name, any social media you have, email, address, phone number, fax number. I'm also going to skip that by just clicking next. Now it's loading everything we need. So it's literally like an artificial design intelligence, as it says. We're then going to click start. Once we do that, we need to choose whether or not, like what type of design do we want. So we had a question here. If I were to sell my services online with payment via PayPal, would I tick the sell online box? The answer to that is yes, you would tick the sell online box. That is correct. And I'll show you why in a second. So you then have to choose your design. Do you want an elegant design? I won't go over all of these, but you could definitely see like the different type of styles they have. I'm just going to put elegant for right now and then press continue. And then it's going to literally work on your home page for you. You could see it right in front of you. It's going to do all of the work right here, and it's going to start to build a home page for you. And let me tell you, this is very cool to watch, and it's great innovation, but I'll explain myself of why it's not my favorite in just a second. Okay, it's creating the home page here. We're watching it create the home page. See, you can see my mouse isn't doing a single thing. This is the artificial design intelligence creating this completely. And it's adding all of the different things that we said we wanted it to add. So blog, bookings, all of that stuff. And then an email subscription. And it does all of these based on the type of design you wanted for your website. Okay. Now we have a rough version of our website. You'll see down here in the corner it says, here it is, the first version of your home page. To continue on with Wix ADI, what you're going to do is click this play button. It's going to take you play by play, and all of these are very quick. Preview your site. It walks you through how to preview. You click preview, bam, just like that. And then you'll preview your website. And then what would happen is you would then click this. When you're done previewing, click there. And then it has you go through all of these different checks. So it's like an online checkbox, pretty much, an artificial design intelligence checkbox. Change website design, change website colors, change website fonts, change website animations, and so forth. And then once you create your home page based off of all of this content, you can then add pages. And what it does is it adds the pages for you, and it creates the content for you. However, as far as dragging and dropping elements, you don't quite have that access in the Wix ADI, artificial design intelligence, which is the one reason I personally am not a huge fan of it. Once Wix, tweaks it a little bit and allows you to actually take elements and drag them all over, that is when I will be a huge fan of Wix ADI, because let's be honest here, you guys are watching this happen right in front of your eyes, and you're probably asking yourself, well, what the heck, this could save me a whole ton of time. Yes, it can. However, one, in my opinion, it's not as rewarding to me. I'm a person that likes to go ahead and build my website. Two, you don't have as much control as you do in the Wix HTML editor. And then three, it's just not, for me, it just doesn't feel the same per se. I feel as if building your website is just a rewarding feeling. It just feels good to do. And some of you may disagree with that, some of you may not. If some of you feel like Wix ADI is the way to go, what the heck? Hey, I encourage that. You go for that. I understand it. It's a time saver, and I cannot blame you one bit for that. So I definitely would say that Wix ADI is awesome innovation. However, it just has a little bit more of a way to go before it's really at that awesome standard where you still have a whole bunch of freedom and the ability to build your website fast like this with literally artificial design intelligence. Who would have thought that would have been here, whatever, 10 years ago? Artificial design intelligence, literally the computer in front of you builds your website for you. Now, if that's not crazy, I don't know what is. Okay, guys, so you would follow this checkbox, and then you could stop like the Wix ADI at any time by simply clicking that stop button, and then you could see your left here with designs. You could edit each section, which is kind of like the HTML editor. However, you could see you don't have as much material to add, I guess you could say, and you can add a section to the page and a page by going up there, but as I mentioned, that little play button in the bottom corner walks you through each step of doing that, which is another plus. It kind of walks you through the process. So I just wanted to show you that's pretty much how you create a basic site homepage here with the Wix ADI editor. I know this is a very big thing and probably confusing to some of you, and I don't want to throw you off too much because I'm here to teach you more about the Wix HTML editor, because that's where you create your website, and that we're going to begin tomorrow's module in the HTML editor. But do we have questions about the Wix ADI editor? Give everyone a second to write in the chat box if we have any questions about it, confused about it, anything. You guys go ahead and let me know. By the way, I appreciate everyone's support and feedback so far. You know, you guys really help out with making these videos possible because you guys provide some questions, and that helps add some content, not only to you, but this will be the course when it goes live. So, yeah. Okay, so I have used it to create the initial site, then tweak it in the HTML editor. Okay, so as far as that goes, that's an excellent method right there, and I'm glad you brought that up in topic. So what you can do is you can use the Wix ADI editor to initially create your website and save yourself some time, and then you could go back and use the Wix HTML editor to, you know, add elements where you want them, drag elements where you want them, get rid of stuff, and that's a good method as well. So I wanted to say excellent work on thinking about that, as that's an excellent method to take, and that's actually quite an advanced thought process there for some people, because I know some people would think, you know, once you start in the Wix ADI editor, you can't edit in the HTML editor. So awesome thought process there. Does anybody else have any questions regarding the ADI editor? If you guys would like me to move on, you go ahead and just let me know. But if you have any questions, I'll give you a second to write them. Okay, so it appears as if you guys are ready for me to move on, so I will move forward with that. So that is the Wix ADI editor versus the Wix HTML editor. As you can see, the Wix ADI editor is a cool tool. Again, you have to make sure you publish and save your site and stuff in here, but I'm going to press leave since I'm not saving that. All right, now we're going to go into just a little bit more of this is kind of like a quick topic that I need to make sure is covered, because it's actually quite an important topic to hit. However, it should be pretty quick in time. And then finally, we'll get into the last segment, which is navigating the Wix dashboard, and we'll spend our remainder of our time in there. So our next section is free Wix versus premium Wix. Now, this is a constant debate among people, which is, if I could build a free website in Wix, why would I want the premium version? Okay, so excellent question. However, let me explain. So free Wix allows you to build your website. It pretty much gives you all of the capabilities as a premium Wix user. However, when it comes down to important things, such as taking payments online, or sending multiple emails through Wix Shoutout, or accepting payments in Wix bookings, using any of the important apps that you need to execute your website require you to have premium. Not only that, but when you get a domain name, you are required to have a premium account to connect your domain name to your website. So people can go ahead and use free Wix, and you could create the stunning website just as you would, creating a premium website. However, with that in mind, you need to understand a few things. You need to understand, one, that with a free website, you're going to have the free .yourusername.wix.com domain name at the end of it. As far as that goes for SEO standards, Google does not like it. In most cases, you won't even get approved for AdSense, Google AdSense, because of that. Because Google looks for established, credible sources, and most of the time, established, credible sources have a premium domain name. And when I say premium, I mean just like a domain name other than a .wix or a .weebly or a .squarespace, any of those type of domain names. Next thing you need to know is, if you're going to run an online store, or you're going to take payments at all through any aspect of your website, you're going to need the premium version of Wix. Now, the best one and the most affordable one is the unlimited version. I will type that in right here for you. Premium Wix. Right here, you'll see the Wix Unlimited plan. The Wix Unlimited Premium plan allows you to connect your domain, remove the Wix ads. If you notice, if you go onto any free Wix websites, there will be a Wix ad in the top right corner and at the footer of the website. And you'll also get to store up to 10 gigabytes with unlimited bandwidth. In addition to all of that, you get premium support, and there's some other little things that you'll get in the premium plan, but these are the big things that are different from like your basic plans in Wix. With that being said, some of you may not need to take payments in Wix, or some of you may not need any of the bells and whistles of Wix. Wix also has premium plans right here, as you can mention, that allow you to just like connect your domain name or any of those type of plans that are completely basic. So pretty much they have a basic plan that allows you to simply connect your domain name to your website. Some of you, that might be important to you. Some of you, you may need the unlimited plan so you could take payments. It includes e-commerce. So that's an important thing to look at. So that's kind of like free Wix versus premium Wix. Free Wix, you get access to pretty much everything. However, when it comes to the lucrative, crucial stuff in web design, you're going to have to pay for the premium to get that. Does anybody have any questions regarding premium versus free here in Wix? Because I do know sometimes a lot of questions could rise from that. I'll give everyone a second to go ahead and write that in the chat box. And then once we finish this section, we will go into our last section for our first segment. Okay, David asked cost. So if we go up here into billing and payments, and we go to change plan, if we go over, we got to go to premium plans. I apologize for that. Premium plans. I'm going to show you them right now. So my premium plan right here is e-commerce. If we want to change them, I'll type in here to show you the different plan levels in Wix. Okay, so I apologize for that. I had to get to this. I just didn't want to show you my plan. I wanted to show you all of them. So these are the different levels of premium plans on Wix. You can see the connect the domain, as I mentioned, the most basic one is $5 a month. For the combo, this is kind of like your personal use. You can connect your domain, you get rid of ads, you get a free domain, and you get a little bit of bandwidth and storage. Is $10 a month. Now, when they say this is the most popular, they mean it. The most popular one and the one that most people use are the unlimited plan, which is $14 a month. And that gives you unlimited bandwidth, 10 gigs of storage. You get to connect your domain, plus you get a free domain name. You remove Wix ads. You get $300 in ad vouchers. Plus, these two apps that they give you, the Site Booster app and the Form Builder app, are really excellent apps because the Site Booster app allows you to get found quicker and more effectively on throughout search engines. So SEO is really what this Site Booster app is built for. And then the Form Builder app is also an excellent one that allowed you to build like custom forms. You could either get emails, you could collect information through these forms. Personally, if I was in me personally, literally, I have the unlimited plan. I think this is the best plan to go with, but some people might argue to go with the e-commerce plan, which is the best for small business. And with this one, you could get an online store as well for $17 a month. And I know some of you that are currently attending this session actually need this plan, which is the $17 a month. So it's everything you get with the unlimited plan plus an online store. And then if you're really feeling it and you want to go up to VIP, that's $25 a month. And in addition to everything you get from the unlimited and e-commerce plan, you also get VIP support, instant responses, and a professional site review. So you'll have a Wix Pro look over your Wix website and give you a critique of it. And we do have a question. It says, I assume you can upgrade at any time. If I decide to switch to a different service, i.e. Squarespace, is my content portable? Okay, so to answer your question, yes, you can upgrade at any time. Say you're even in the unlimited plan, you can upgrade to the e-commerce plan. You could even downgrade to combo or connect domain. You could cancel your plans at any time. So, and Wix is really good with if you feel like you needed a refund or something because you got charged but forgot to cancel your plan. I recommend not doing that, but they're pretty good with making sure that you're reimbursed if anything goes wrong. But yes, you can upgrade your plan at any time. Now, to answer your question, is your content portable? So technically speaking, no, it's not portable because it's hosted on Wix. Wix is the host. So you can technically copy and paste all of your different content into a different web service. However, you can't literally take your website from Wix and transfer it over to Squarespace. Those two really don't work together. And it's the same with Squarespace. You really can't take your Squarespace website and transfer it over to Wix. So I hope that helps answer your question. Do we have any more questions about premium plans versus free plans before we enter our last segment here? Which I know we technically started at 4, but I'll run over about 5 minutes since I gave everyone a chance to come into this meeting a little late. Okay. Seems as if we are good with questions on our plans. Again, you guys can let me know at any time. All right, we're going to start our very last portion of our first training here, which is navigating the Wix dashboard. So let's go over a couple of things here. We have the Wix dashboard. This is what it looks like as soon as you get into your dashboard. Now to switch through your different websites, you can see up here it says My Sites. So say you have a whole bunch of different websites, like maybe you created a whole bunch of different templates and you were testing them. To go into the one you want, you would click that, and then it'll pull up a whole bunch of your websites. From that, you would just simply click Select Site to get into it and to enter that website's dashboard. If you want to edit your website, you can also do that from right there. You can see Edit Site, and that'll take you straight into the HTML editor. Once you do that, you're in the dashboard. Now that you're in the dashboard, you'll see a couple of things. You'll see the My App section right here. Now, this is very underutilized. I will tell you that firsthand. I think that more people should start using this. So if you have a blog, you could manage your blog directly from here. Say for this, bam, you enter your blog. You could write a blog post straight from your Wix dashboard. Alrighty, email marketing. If you click here, you could track, if you're using Wix Shoutout, you could track all of your different shoutouts, the stats of your shoutout, creating emails straight from here. So in this portion here, these are all of your different apps that you have on your Wix website that kind of require you to, you know, you might not want to enter the editor every single time you have to go use them. And you have the ability to use it right from here. If you don't see an app on here that you have on your Wix website that you would like to be on here, you would simply click Add App. And then you could explore the app market. This is the Wix App Marketplace, and this allows you to go ahead and choose any app you might want and then add it into your website and also add it onto your dashboard. From here, you'll also see domains and mailboxes. This allows you to manage your domain name and your mailbox. So if you want to have a custom personalized email from your website, you could press Get a Mailbox, and maybe it'll be info at, in my case, wixmywebsite.com. And you could create a personalized email just like that. Pretty cool feature, and it's that simple to access that. We'll go back here. Invoices. I know, as I mentioned, some of you on this current session are going to have an online store. You're probably going to want to check this section out, Manage Invoices. This allows you to send invoices and track invoices and track payments and products and services. I definitely recommend going in here, going through all of your settings, and start implementing that way. And then we have that pop up again. So definitely check that out if you're going to have an online store. Next, when we go in here, we will see SEO Wiz. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So we had a ton of questions before we even got started with this whole training session about SEO. So this is one of the tools that Wix uses as far as SEO standards go. SEO Wiz allows you to really get your website out there on and give you a written plan of how to execute the best SEO possible for your website. You can see it has a checklist right here, and it'll walk you through step by step. You can see I already did most of these, but it'll walk you through step by step on the checklist of how to write your SEO plan and get your website out there. Obviously, all of you want more traffic, I'm assuming. So you're going to want to give this a shot. It's a free tool. SEO Wiz is a free tool. As I mentioned, Site Booster came with my unlimited plan. This is not a free tool, but if you get the unlimited plan, they give it to you for free. And this is similar to that, but this just allows you to list your website on a whole bunch of different search engines. Then down at the bottom here, you'll see recommended apps, and these are just some apps you could add to your Wix website. Again, you do that to your guys' needs. Automated emails right here. So if you guys have Wix Shoutout and say somebody signs up or subscribes to your email list, you could have automatic emails go out to those people. You could, here, I'll show you them real quick. You could have emails go out to people that visit your site. new site members, you could have an email go out, and some of the cool ones as far as an online store goes, you could thank customers for making a purchase. You could invite customers to like come back and visit your store. You could get testimonials or feedback from them, and you could even do things like send out coupons and all of that. So automated emails are pretty cool. You will have an email limit unless you get like the updated plan and upgraded plan. So that's something to note. All right, guys. So does it work similar to MailChimp for subscribers? To answer your question, in a way, it is similar. You can go in, and I'm going to do a whole section on Wix Shoutout, but I will explain this briefly right now. So it's similar. You could track all of your stats. You can create lists and groups, and you can create the design of your emails that go out. You can create, as I mentioned, all of these different automated emails. Not all of your emails have to be automated. Obviously, you could have impromptu emails that you just send out to your list. So as far as if it's similar to MailChimp, yes. And if you're using and creating a website on Wix, personally, I think it's easier just to use Wix Shoutout so you don't have to worry about managing third-party integrations. And if Wix has the tools and features to do what you need to do, I say rock and roll with Wix Shoutout. Alrighty, guys. So that answered that question, I hope. And now I'm going to show you the pretty much last portion here in today's session, which is Manage Site. We're going to click that. And this is all the behind-the-scenes stuff. This is all of your admin kind of important stuff that you need to know about your Wix website. We're going to first look at the site actions briefly. So to preview your website, you would click View Site. You could see that would then pull up my Wix website, which all of you guys pretty much signed up from this website. It was a little different landing page at the time, however. You could rename your website, so you could choose a different name for that. You would simply click that and then choose a different name right there. You also have the ability to duplicate your website, so you can make another version of this. However, the premium plan, this is another thing to note, some little tidbits here and there. If you duplicate your website, the premium plan will stay on this current website and won't transfer to your other website. However, the design you have on this website and all of the content will transfer. Okay, and then you guys also see Transfer Site. So this is a new feature on Wix that's excellent for collaborating. So Transfer Site allows you to email say there's a Wix user. This allows you to put that user's email address in, and then you could invite them to come work on your website with you. This is good if you want to have guest bloggers, if you want to have another set of eyes look over your website, or even if you're like a client, you're building a website for a client. This is a good method to take. You would simply put their email in. Again, they have to be a Wix member for this to work, and you put their Wix email address in here, and then click Transfer Site, and that allows them to work on your Wix website. Something to note there, as I'm sure this is probably a worry, because I know to some people that I've mentioned this before, it's a worry. The people that you invite cannot access your personal admin information. They can only access the HTML editor. So they only have access to like building your website. So they're not going to access your payment details, personal details, none of that stuff. Just your website. Just wanted to clarify that. Then you guys see Delete Site. Obviously, I'm not going to click this one, but it would bring up a little box that said Delete Site. So if you guys, you went with that method, you tested out a whole bunch of templates, and you found the one you like, and you want to go back and delete all the other ones, you'd simply come here, click Delete Site. And then one of the last, the last site action I wanted to show you guys is Site History, and this is very cool. So if you click this, it'll open into this little site history box, and this has all of the revisions you've ever made on your website documented right here. And at any point in time, and this is a really cool feature, guys, at any point in time you guys had a certain website maybe that you like better, or you made a mistake on your website and you want to go back to how it was before, you could go ahead and you can click view, and then you'll be able to restore your website back to that version. It's an excellent feature. It's a very cool feature. So if that ever happens to you guys, you could simply go back into here into site history. However, site history works every time you save your website. So every time you make a big change in your editor, make sure you click save, and then it'll be on here in your site history. If you don't click save, that might be a bit of an issue as far as going back and restoring it, because you will not be able to restore it if you never saved it in the first place. So that's site history. Go back to manage site here. So these are all of our site actions. Then you see some of your site basics, your site name, your domain name right here, whether your website's published, the plan I have. So I have the e-commerce plan here. I did have the unlimited plan. However, I forgot to mention that I did upgrade it to e-commerce. And then we also have, SEO and mobile. So get found on search engines. Preferences to give you guys some info about your business. That's where you could throw that information into, and some of your social information and your analytics. If you have the updated plan, you can have Google Analytics on your Wix website, which is very cool. Domain name right here. This is the reason I wanted to touch this topic real quick, is because you'll notice at the bottom here, obviously you guys need to get a domain name if you haven't got one already, unless you don't need one. But you could simply go in here. Mine says manage domains, which I could click that, and then it'll take me into my domain names. If you want to add a domain, you would click that, but this is where you manage it. But what I really want to note on here is your favicon image. So the image that's displayed on your website, like at the top in that little square box, like up here, it's the Wix logo. This is where you change that. So I just wanted to make that clear, because I know something so small could really make a big difference. SEO, this is important. Make sure you have this button checked on. Allow search engines to include your site in search results. This could save you months of work in SEO, because once you click this on, it allows the Google bots to start searching your website and searching your content to make sure that you have the most up-to-date rankings and up-to-date content in Google. So it's important, and if you want SEO at all, I would say imperative that you have this checked on to allow search engines to include your site in search results. This allows people to update and rank quicker in Google and all of your other search engines. Then you have the more SEO settings, 301 redirects. So if you have an old website and you need links back to your old website, you would simply click that and get started. Mobile, as I mentioned, I'll get into that in the editor, but right here it says looking good, your site is mobile friendly. I made mine mobile friendly. Right here you could choose your language, your time zone, your business information. So this is your site information. This could also help your SEO standards a little bit, because you choose like the categories your business is in, so it helps you rank a little. You choose your information, your name, your images for your logo. You could add your phone number. None of this stuff is required. However, it might just help fulfill and advance your website a little bit. Your social links, this is for Facebook. So you could add a Facebook share image and a Facebook username, and these changes could go live on your website. Analytics, again, I have the premium version here, and this allows you to have Google Analytics installed on your website. I already installed it. If you guys are interested in that, I might be able to get into that in one of our later topics in our training sessions, but that's how you do that. And then this roles and permissions, this is just like that transfer site button where you would add a contributor. And I noticed that someone said adding Google Analytics, that'd be good to touch. So guys, we're right about at our time where we started. Do we have any final questions I could answer about today's video? We got a question right here. Doesn't the roles and permission tab in my app section handle the permissions to allow others to make changes, transfer site? Yes, so his question was, does this roles and permit, where are we at here? roles and permissions tab right here do the same thing as transfer site or where I just was? The answer is yes. So this is the same thing as transfer site. You can see it brings you right back to here. So excellent question. Yes, that is the same thing. And yes, it will do the same thing that you want it to do. It actually saves you a couple steps. But I wanted to show you the ins and outs and just show you the long way so at least you knew the basic method to take. With that being said, guys, do we have any further questions before we end today's session? And I just wanted to let you guys know as well that tomorrow's session will be at 4 p.m. PST, again, Pacific Standard Time. And tomorrow we will be introducing the Wix HTML editor. I know a lot of you are a little bit more excited about that, but I thought it was important, especially for the new people, for me to do a background to Wix and introduce everybody to Wix. Hopefully you all got some information out of today's video. And the question is, any prep we should do before tomorrow? As far as tomorrow goes, there's no necessary prep per se I would have you do, but if you have any questions regarding the HTML editor, I would come prepared with a couple questions you may have about the basics of the HTML editor and the app marketplace, any of that stuff. That's some of the prep that should be done for tomorrow. But other than that, I'm really going to hit home as we have an hour of content as well tomorrow and show you guys an in-depth view of how the editor works and how to really make it do what you want it to do. All right, looks like we are good there. If everyone in the chat box could go ahead and just say, you know, that they're good for right now, just so I don't end this session before anyone has a question or anything like that. All right, thank you. Good start. I appreciate that. Good, thanks. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Well, I appreciate everyone tuning in today. I really hope I was able to help you out. I hope I was a little entertaining. If you guys have any, you know, personal critiques or anything you would like to see for our upcoming sessions, please go ahead and let me know in email form privately, and I will make sure to make those necessary adjustments. Maybe I didn't move fast enough. Maybe I need to move quicker over certain things. Maybe I need to add more stories, be more entertaining. You guys absolutely let me know because I'm here for you. You guys are here to learn more about Wix, and I'm here to deliver that in the best way possible. Other than that, guys, once again, tomorrow, Tuesday, March 21st at 4 p.m., we will be back here. I will send out an email with the updated link information. As I sent you on Sunday night, I'm going to send you another one tonight for tomorrow's session because it is not the same link. So you'll get a new one for tomorrow's session. Other than that, guys, thank you for tuning in with me today. I appreciate that, and I can't wait to get into tomorrow's session. So thank you guys again, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this recording now. See you guys tomorrow, and once again, I will email out that other link tonight, so check your inboxes tonight. Alrighty. Thank you very much. And for anybody, for anybody that did not get to join today's session, as I know there were a couple of you that were not in here, I am going to email out the recorded version every single session. So all of you will get a recorded version of this as well. That's it for this one, guys. That's a wrap, and that's an introduction to the Wix in general. Thank you, guys.